Hi, welcome to this walkthrough of how to set up and get your children writing their end of unit essay and get set up ready to assess those. This is the speedy version, so I'm going to whip through this. There's a longer version where I take a bit more time explaining the different steps. So if you have 20 minutes, then you can watch that version. Otherwise, we're going to do this in just a few minutes. So there's 6 steps. The first thing we're going to do is set up a No More Marking account. That's the comparative judgment engine which will help us to assess the children's writing. You'll need an account with them. We'll then add a new task on that website. That will allow you to print off some answer sheets with QR codes on them. The pupils will then plan and complete their essay for whichever unit it is that you're teaching. Once they've all written those essays and you've got the essays on that QR coded paper, then you'll scan it back into the photocopier using a photocopier, which will give you a PDF file, and that will then allow you to start judging and ranking those different essays, which will show where your children are in terms of how they're attaining against each other, and we'll be able to use that to see how they're attaining more nationally, to get a comparison of where your pupils are sitting nationally. Okay, so planning and completing their essays. Let's start with that. So if you go to the website, click your year group, you'll see the essay structure strip is now live for each of the year groups. So click the essay structure strip and it will download the PDF file. There is some general guidance for you to read through. The essay question at the top, and then a planning sheet for you to go through with the children. Each paragraph corresponds to a lesson. Paragraph 1 is all about lesson 1 of that unit. Paragraph 2 is all about lesson 2. So if the children answer those questions, if you talk about those questions, they'll have loads to write about in that paragraph, which will give them a really nice long essay. You might want to jot down some of that Tier 3 vocab that you've been looking at together. For your high attaining pupils, they might also want to incorporate some of this essay vocabulary. You'll also find here a structure strip. You can cut these out, so just strip these down, and the pupils can have those next to their sheet of paper as they write, just as a little prompt to remind them the sorts of things to write. So they've got their planning sheet, they've got their structure strip, they might have some essay vocab if they're pushing for those, and they might have their booklet in front of them to flick back through and refer to. And they'll be able to write a really great essay on the back of that. So setting up a No More Marking account, this is how we're then going to assess it. So you need to go to nomoremarking.com. If you haven't already got an account, it's free. They're paid for products, but you can sign up an account for free. So sign up, click sign up and go through those steps. I've already signed up. Go to task list at the top. Add a new task. Select QR task. Add your candidates. You can do that manually, or you can import a CSV file with all of the data from your SIM system, and then you'll click generate, and it will generate all of the blank lined paper scripts which will have the children's names on. You can hand those out for them to write their essay onto. Once they've written them, you click scans. These are the scans, the responses. So you scan them all into the photocopier, and it will give you a PDF file with all the children's essays. Upload that PDF file, and it will sort it all out for you and order it all for you. If you need a reminder, they have a walkthrough step-by-step guide here of how to set that up. Once the scans are in, you can send judging links to the different teachers, and they'll be able to start judging by selecting which essay is better. It will throw up 2 essays and they just have to choose which is the better essay here, and it will rank your children's responses. You'll then have 60 essays, or however many children you have in your cohort. It will rank them from the strongest to the weakest, and it will give them each a standardized score, and you'll be able to see how your children compare to other children, because you'll be able to see what your average is like compared to another school's average. It might be that the average script in another school is stronger than the average script in your school, or weaker than the average script in your school. So you'll be able to get an understanding of the distribution of children in your cohort, and then how that maps onto a more national picture. But that would also start to give us a really good visual understanding of exactly what great essay writing looks like in Key Stage, the different year groups in Key Stage 2, when the children have loads to write about because they've learnt so much. For each child, it keeps a record of that script, so you can also judge them next year against their essay from this year, and see how much progress they've made by working out, by normal marking will work out how many standardized score points it's moved up. So it can help to give you a progress measure as well. So that's how to set up your essay task, plan those lessons, and get the children writing some wonderful essays. And we're really going to look forward to reading those, the amazing work that your children do.